Okay. Just check this out.
This is all that I've got. The scars and all these empty walls have gone away. I open my eyes as you will see. Not again. We've been down this road too long. Whoa. You told me all you
What's going on, guys? Welcome. If anybody's watching, could they tell me if the music is too loud? What's going on, everyone? Welcome everybody. Just give me 2 seconds, I'm just gonna sort this out. Yeah, if anybody could just tell me how loud the music is, if it's okay, if it's not too loud, if it's too loud. I can't really tell. Just watch it from my phone, let me see. Okay, it seems to be okay. Seems to be good. I need to get some better tunes on this. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay, let's wait for a few more people to join over here, and then we're gonna be good to go. A little bit early, but it's quite alright. We'll just wait till we've got a few more people in here. We'll give it like 5 more minutes because I know I started a little bit earlier today. And then we will get rolling. Finally got the tunes on, man. Yeah, just waiting for a few more people over here. Give it 5 minutes, put on a story. See if we can get anything nice. See if we can catch something nice over here. Hope everyone's doing well who is currently watching. Yeah, hopefully we get a few more people down tonight. Yeah, I haven't had anybody tell me about the music, so I'm just gonna presume it's okay. Yeah, I think we can wait for a few more people here before we start breaking down any pairs. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Hope everyone's ready to smash it this week in the markets. But trust me, man, if you didn't have a good week last week, then, you know, you're here to redeem yourself. I hope you reflected on your mistakes from last week and then how you can look to rectify that this week. Okay, that's the most important thing at the end of the day. And the most important thing is just to keep that constant mentality of trying to improve. Right, that's the most important thing that we can do as traders, is keep reviewing our performance and keep looking to improve. Okay, we've got like 4 people watching. It's gonna be quieter than usual anyway. So I mean, we've been up for like 4 minutes now, so see if we can get a few more people here. And then we're gonna start breaking down some pairs. So you can see this is the range here for the market open. So we can see we had like a slight gap down. So if we measure this gap down was around only like 7 pips, so not really much. So we can see it's just ranging. What's going on, mate? Hello, what pair do you trade? So my main pair that I trade is GDP JPY. This is my main pair. I also occasionally take trades on Euro JPY, sometimes gold, GCAD, but these are my main pairs that I look at. So we've got GJ, EJ, UJ, gold, GCAD, the Dow, and the FTSE 100. But just for the Asian session purposes, we look at these 4 here, the top 4 here. So GJ, EJ, UJ, and gold. But gold is not probably not going to have a lot of volume coming into tomorrow's session because of the USD bank holiday. But we'll see what happens in the Asian session either way. Going on, Fo? Yeah, exactly. I was waiting for someone to try and tell me if the tunes were too loud. So let me know if this is any better, please. Tell me if this is any better. Is that better? Let me know how that's going. Because I can't really tell how loud it is. So yeah, I'd appreciate if you could tell me if that's much better at all, or what not. Sorry, is the name Eli? I think that's how you pronounce it, but I've never actually seen how Eli is spelled. I thought it would be E-L-Y, but I could be wrong. Okay, cool. So we've got 7 people in at the moment. Yeah, perfect, mate. Perfect. Hope that's. I thought the music would be good just because you know, it makes it less boring, etc. But I didn't want it to be too loud. I couldn't really tell what's going on. Imran, yeah, we're gonna kill it this week, mate. We are gonna kill it this week. Making me want to get some body. Yeah, weekend's over, my friend. Back on that grind now. Yeah, I had a good weekend, bro. Had a nice relaxed weekend. Took a complete break away from the charts Friday night, Saturday. You know, just came to it today. Did some, you know, weekly outlook, pre-Asian, all that type of thing. So yeah, weekend never stops at uni. Awesome. So you're at university, for what are you studying at uni? I just came out of uni myself, so. No, it's a French name, you can say. Oh, okay, no problem. Sorry if I offended you. But I'm no good with names. So yeah. Oh wow, finance and investment. Whereabouts are you studying, mate? Because that's funny. I did a finance degree myself. My 2-week isolation ends tomorrow. Oh wow, you've been in isolation. Did you get COVID, or was you near someone that had COVID, or did you come back off holiday? That's really funny. I did a finance degree actually. I did a finance and investment degree. So wow, similar things, similar moves. I like that. Ooh, Northumbria. I did one in oh, you had the Rona. Mad. You'll have to tell me how that felt, because obviously I'm hearing loads of different things. So do tell me how you felt. But yeah, I did my degree in central London, so I went to an official banking and finance university. So my degree was all to do with like risk investment. So yeah, exactly the same lines as you, my friend. But yeah, you'll have to tell me what it was like to have COVID, because I think I had it back in like January, but I'm not too sure. Because back then it was like fresh, like no one really knew. I just remember like feeling really ill one night. I had like really achy joints, and then I woke up next day and I was fine. But everyone else in my family got really ill, but I was like the one that kind of got it the least. I didn't feel a thing, and I've got asthma. Oh wow. Yeah, they say asthma is people like people with they're vulnerable. And yes, LIBF, that's the one. That's the one, mate. Surprised, because no one's ever heard of it. I'll say to like my parents' friends or whoever, I'll just say, yeah, I went to and they'll be like, nah, I never heard of it. I'm like, yeah, it's a specialized uni. No one really hears about that. I actually found out about it when I did A levels. I did a finance A level, and they're the ones who write the exam. So that's how I found out about them, and I was like, okay. Oh, that makes sense. But that was your second choice. Oh, mad. That's crazy, man. Yeah, it's that was a difficult degree. Crazy. Okay, so we get some more people in here now, which is good. So I think we're good to start breaking down some pairs over here. It looked nice when I went there in Jan. Yeah, it's only a small building though. It's the campus is very small. Like there's small classrooms, there's small amounts of people, you know, in the classroom. So, but it's pretty good. What's going on, Slade? Yeah, I mean, I could take something. I don't tend to usually take trades on a Sunday, but I mean, I always look at it because occasionally there is something that you can catch something quite good. But as the breakout of whatever range it creates, but sometimes Sunday can be a really good push, especially when what I tend to notice is, let's say the last couple of days of the last week, there was no volume. And if there's something that's maybe changed over the weekend, come market open, you could see it like a nice push. So I'm actually expecting price to continue moving up to 138 around about levels. So we're going to see if we can get something nice here today. But yeah, so EJ, I'm looking at a break below this support area, but we'll see what happens over there. So I think we're going to be good now to break down GJ over here. Let's start off with the daily time frame, because then we're going to get some confluence into what I'm talking about over here. So I don't mind deleting everything, and let's do some fresh analysis here on GDP-JPY. So I hope everybody is watching, and yeah, let's go ahead and start breaking down GJ. So we can see how the fact that, okay, so from last week we respected this support. This is a very strong support, and this support is at 135 800. So we respected this area as a very strong support. Now as we look left, we see, okay, well, we see prices coming up, and as we're looking left, we're seeing, okay, so we have an area here, this resistance here around 138 150, 138 100. This is a strong area, right? This is a very strong resistance. Now we can look left further and we can say, okay, well, this was a previous support, right? This is a previous support. So this was from August, the beginning of August, and we came down to retest this support again at the end of August, around the 24th. We respected this area as a support once again. Now, what happened was, in the beginning of September, the 8th of September, this candle came down and it broke below this support. It closed below this area. And then what we saw was on the 9th of September, candle once again, it closed below this area, but it closed bullish. And then on the 10th of September, we had the next candle come down, and we had some strong bearish momentum come into the market from this price level. So now as price is coming back to this area, we're looking at, do we reject here again, right? Because, okay, so here we're talking about market structure. So here we was in an uptrend. We was creating these higher support levels. Was creating these higher support levels because we was in an uptrend, right? We was in an uptrend, and then we created this high. Now when we started to break below these support levels over here, we was in the early process of a break of market structure and a reversal in trend. Now once we broke below this support here, we actually created a resistance. So at this point, this was the point at which price was gonna push further down, right? Because we broke below this support, we broke market structure, we created resistance, so we created a new market structure. So if we look at the previous market structure, we can see it's bullish. Now if we look at the new market structure that we have, okay, so we have these high points, and then at this point we're starting to create that lower market structure, right? So as we're coming down, we're starting to create these lower levels, okay, as price is coming down. Now as we come back up to this area here, it's very important what happens at this area. It's very important. So I think at this point, I think we should see a deeper push into 138 before potential rejection. But I'm looking at the fact that we need to close above this area for a majority correction of this bearish move. So we had this bearish move, we created a low over here, we're now doing a retracement, we broke above this first key level where we should have continued moving down if we were going to respect the downtrend. We're now coming up to our next area of resistance, so it's very important here what happens here. So I think at this point, if we get a resistance formed here like early in the week, like on Monday, Tuesday, around this area, I think at that point the rest of the week we should see a correction coming back down to this support from last week. Otherwise, if price is going to continue pushing up, it's going to need to create some form of support above 138. Okay, because we look at the market structure, and to break below this area we had to form a resistance. So to break back above, I want to see a support. And then I'm going to have a much more confidence that we're going to correct some of this move, because fundamentally nothing's changed. So why are we going to correct this move coming down? I don't think from a fundamental standpoint that we're going to do that. But I'm obviously going to focus on the technicals. Now, for a full correction of this move, we need to break above this area. This is a really, really strong key level. So to break for a correction, we're going to need to break above this resistance. Now, if price is going to continue moving down, and this is just a retracement for some further sells, then we're going to need to reject here and form resistance. So if we go to the monthly time frame for a minute, this is what I was talking about on the weekly outlook video for the group. Now, let's look at this from a monthly perspective, right? So we can clearly see we're creating these lower highs on the monthly, right? Okay, so market structure on the monthly time frame is bearish. Okay, overall trend is bearish. We have created this, I hate to use this terminology, but yes, we have created we've retested this support multiple times. So it seems as if we can't break below this support, but at the same time we're getting caught in this wedge. So price is continuing bearish. So fundamentally, price is being pushed down. But at the same time, when it reaches these low points, price is rejecting and reversing, and then it's coming up to retest these high points where again it's starting to push further down. So now we're going to look at the current monthly candle as we look to analyze our pair. Now we can see here the previous monthly candle, it rejected this area over here, rejected this resistance. It created that lower high effect again for the bearish market structure on the monthly time frame. Now it tapped into this support area that we have on the monthly, and it did like a retracement. So this current monthly candle could, and I say could, be creating its top wick for price to continue moving down. Now that's a could, and we don't know that's going to happen. This is just a speculation. So for that to happen, of course it will need to flip bearish and come down and fill this wick. Now we want to put that now in confidence. How can we get a confirmation or a probability that's going to increase that for my idea to work? Now when we go to the weekly time frame, okay, we look at the weekly time frame and we can say, okay, so the weekly time frame respected this area as a support. Okay, so this was the point at which the monthly candle did a retracement, and then this is the point at which this current monthly candle is trending bullish, right? The current monthly candle is bullish. So now we look in the weekly time frame and we can say, okay, well, this was the support that price broke below, right, when we had that big bearish surge of momentum. Now price is coming up, it's doing a retracement. So what we want to see is a resistance formed at this area, right, for price to continue moving down to retest the low it created. Okay, so if we get a resistance formed here on the weekly time frame, that then could be the effect at which the monthly candle, right, the monthly candle is currently bullish, would flip. So if we get a resistance formed in this area and the next weekly candle starts to push further down, this is going to be the current monthly candle, right, putting in confluence, the current monthly candle trying to flip the other direction. Okay, so now we need to say, okay, fine. So now you're saying we need to wait for a weekly resistance to be formed for price to continue moving down. But, I'm an intraday trader. I can't wait for that. I need to see something happen more soon. So now we look at the daily, right? So now we're going to go to the daily time frame. And we're like, okay, well, what makes sense now on the daily time frame for price to continue moving down? Okay, well, we can say, well, this resistance here on the daily time frame, right? Because this is the weekly previous support over here, right? This area here, 138, 150. This is the previous weekly support. This was the bearish surge on the weekly time frame. We had a resistance formed here on the daily. So if we can form resistance up over here again, this would then create a resistance on the daily time frame, making a higher probability for price to continue moving down, a higher probability that the overall weekly candle is going to close bearish over here, which in turn would increase the probability of the monthly candle to continue moving down as well, and that it was just creating a stop wick. Okay, so now we're all trying to put each time frame into confluence to mapping out our higher time frame ideas. Okay, so that being said, let's obviously move on to the smaller time frames, because we're focusing on now on the Asian session, right? So let's remove everything here. Let's start with the 4-hour time frame. We spoke about the daily. Let's look at the 4-hour time frame. So we can see on the 4-hour that we had a resistance over here before the weekend, and we broke out of this resistance, right? Price has come up, it's created a high, and it looks like we tapped into this previous support over here from the 10th of September, right? So price has come up before the weekend, it's tapped into this area. We currently tapped into this area again from market open. So, you know, we could potentially do like a retracement, or price is going to continue pushing up. So looking on the 4-hour, if price continues pushing up, we have some form of liquidity zone up over here where, you know, orders are filled before price was going to push further down. So this is somewhat of a key level. This is around 138, 300. Okay, this is the analysis that was sent out to the group prior to this live stream as well. This is on the weekly outlook video and on the pre-Asian session analysis. So now let's look on the hourly time frame. So looking on the hourly time frame, focusing in on, you know, the most recent price action. So let's remove this. Remove this because we want to really neaten up our zones and magnify the information we have. Okay, that's the key point here. We want to magnify that information. So it looks like this is a resistance that we had from last week over here at 137, 300. Now this is the point at which price started to break up and push further bullish, and as we look left, we can see an area where we may incur some issues. So as we look left, we see that this was a previous support that we created again from the 10th of September. So this is that 4-hour support. Now we can see on the hourly time frame that this is a range. So if we measure this range on the hourly, this range is like 40 pips, 45 pips. So if price breaks above this support, I think there's a very high chance that we're going to fill this range over here. So let's presume this little move up is a fake out and this is resistance. We're going to fill, you know, if price can successfully break above 137, 840, 835, then we have clean candles coming up to fill this range over here. Now, when we finally go to the 30-minute time frame and we're still looking left, we can see that, yes, same again, this is a clean range on the 30-minute time frame, and we can even adjust this zone a little bit more. So now we're going to target this area here, right? So we're looking at this area 138, 250, 260 as a strong resistance level, and this is the previous support that we had from the 10th of September, where we could potentially reject again, or we'd need to see a close above for price to continue moving up. So now when we look at our range here on the the market open, we can see that since market open, we respected this support at 137, 660, 650, and we tapped into that area, that previous support, and we started to reject. Okay, so I think, you know, we're going to need to see a close above this area for price to continue moving up. And then we have this clean range. We have this clean range to the upside, maybe 40 pips. Are we going to get there during Sunday open? Probably not. If we start breaking up during the Asian session though, you have to remember, if price is going to continue pushing or maybe start to consolidate, we could see a further push further up in the pre-London, you know, something along those lines. So that's something we're going to look for. Now, if we break this support, right, we look on the 30-minute time frame now, and we can even seek to magnify information even more. So let's just remove this, and we can neaten up our zone over here. So this was the point at which, you know, liquidity was being created for price to continue moving up before the weekend, right, when we had that breakout around the London close. So this price is around 137,390, 400. So this is going to be our key target for sales. Okay, and as we look left, we have a clean move coming up from this area. So if we break the support, I think there's a very high chance we're going to continue down and correct some of this move pushing up. But I mean, the trend is bullish. We've created a support over here, so I think we need to see a break above this area for price to continue moving up. So yeah, so that's what we're going to look at here. So as we can see, you know, this is our range for the market open, and as price is coming closer to the Asian Open, you know, we could start to see some volume come into the market and potentially a breakout. So we're going to keep an eye on that. But if nothing happens, then, you know, we come back tomorrow morning for the London and New York stream. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens there. GJ pullback to 137 400 maybe. Yeah, exactly. We could see this pullback. We do have a clean traffic, so you know, we could see this pullback down to this area here in the Asian session pre-London, and then London session pre-New York can push us further back up, create a support, and then NYSE take us further up. So you know, these are all scenarios and outcomes that could potentially happen, but I just look at it like this. I have the bias in the back of my head from the higher time frame. So like, I'm looking at the daily, I'm like, okay, well, it could push further bullish, it could reject, but overall I think we could continue pushing further up. I have that in the back of my head, let's say, for example, but I still know that once we break this support from a scalping perspective, there's a very high probability that we could correct this small scalping move. Now this range is, you know, it's like 30 pips, so this is still good enough range. Price could come down to this area and then push up 100 pips, we don't know. Okay, so yeah, before shooting to 38, yeah, exactly, 38 100, exactly what I was looking at, this kind of rough area. So you know, 138 100 is a key strong level from the higher time frame, so this is a point at which you maybe want to take some positions off the table. But I think once we break above this range, I think we're going to be good anyway to fill this range. So I'm thinking we could see like that massive rejection to the upside from GJ on the daily time frame if we're going to come down, okay? Because we could fill this range and then start breaking back below, and on a daily time frame, it could leave that really huge top wick, rejection wick. Beautiful top down analysis, absolutely. Oh, thank you, Imran, appreciate that. Fo, you're looking for sells. Yep, you know, I'm open to take sells as well. I know the bias is bullish, but if price breaks below support, you know, there's a very high chance we're going to continue moving down. So yeah, 100%. Yeah, we're going to break down some more pairs as well in a second. So let's check out gold here for a minute. So gold, I was looking for a support above 1927. This is the point at which we formed support again before the weekend. So I think if we can form support here once again, I think we can continue moving up to 1933 area up over here. So if we measure this range kind of from support, we're looking at maybe like 50 pips, 55 pips. So we'll see. So it's USD bank holiday tomorrow, so maybe gold's gonna have some less volume. Is the music better, guys? It's gonna change the song over here. So let's look at the 15-minute on gold. It's trying to create some form of support, but I think we're going to need to see something on the 30-minute time frame. It's really important. So GJ is just ranging. Euro JPY. Euro JPY has closed below the support level that we was talking about from before the weekend. So I think at this point, Euro JPY should continue moving bearish over here, but then the range is not big enough, right? The range is only like 10 pips, so yeah, there's no trade over there for me. What's going on, Jamal? All good, bro. I hope you're well. Thanks for coming on. Yeah, there's no trade there for Euro JPY for me. The range is too small. But I think, you know, if we can form like a minor resistance at this level, there's a very high probability we're going to continue moving down. I'm just wary of this area here for the minute. I do see it as, you know, we kind of formed a resistance turn support. So at the same time, you know, we have this minor area as well that we could react to. So that's why I'm a bit skeptical in Euro JPY. And this is kind of the reasons why I don't really trade Euro JPY that often. So I'd only really take a trade in Euro JPY when it's something that's really nice and really clean. Same with the other pairs like gold as well. So my main focus is obviously GJ. So yeah, so I think if we can form a minor resistance over here, that's going to be a much better probability to continue moving down. But I think at this point it's broken below this support to the left hand side. It could react to this area here, so again, cautious about that, but I think it should continue moving down. So we'll see what happens over here. But I think if we're going to catch something, I'm going to be waiting on either gold or GJ. So ideally for gold, what I want to see is this candle come down, because usually, you know, people start thinking this is like a rejection on gold, when I think this wick's going to get filled. It's going to come down back to this level. So then at that point, we can just wait for a further support to be formed and then, you know, come up and retest the high. Let's look at GJ, still ranging over here. So we need to wait for something. We need to wait for price to break out anyway. Would you take into consideration that previous support that faked out on GJ? Yeah, that's what I mean. So basically, my rule of thumb here is I look at the most recent support. So this is the most recent support. Okay, so this is the most recent support, and I looked at it that we formed a resistance over here below this area, right? If we look left, this is below this support, and then at this area where price is kind of tapped into was the point at which we faked out. So that's exactly why I would be wary. So my rule of thumb, my personal rule of thumb, is if there's been like a fake out situation over on the left hand side, if the most how do I say it, the safer bet to make sure that you don't get caught price reacting to this area and doing the same thing is I would wait for a minor resistance to be formed. So like a resistance over here, and then there's a much higher probability of price continuing down. So yeah, that's kind of like my general rule of thumb. What usually is the best stop loss in your opinion, below the candle or above resistance if sell, or vice versa? I would say one that depends on the time frame that you're using as a stop loss. I would say that also depends on how big the stop loss is. So you remember, you have to take all these things into consideration. So let's just use this Euro JPY example. So, you know, it's broken below support, right? So you're expecting price to continue moving down, okay? So you wouldn't want price to break the high of the breakout candle. So in this particular situation, if I was to take a sell in Euro JPY, I would look to have my stop above this breakout candle. Why? Because if we're going to continue moving down, one, we shouldn't come back up, you know, into this range. Okay, that's the first thing. So if you was to have your stop, you know, stop loss way over here, then stop loss is massive for the reward, right? So that's not going to work. So, you know, you're going to be, if you take 2 losses, you're going to need like 4 wins just to make back that loss. So my rule of thumb is I always want to just measure how big the stop loss is from the breakout. So let's say this breakout candle is like 10 pips. So I'm going to want to keep my stop loss above the breakout candle. And then there's a much higher probability that we're going to respect the high of the breakout candle. And let's say we're going to continue moving down. Okay, so that's kind of like what I look for. Let's say like with GJ, let's say you wanted to take a buy down at support. I would just look at, okay, do we have any wicks in this area? So let's say, for example, like because I had this similar question the other day, and actually it made me think of something quite important. So let's say we have a support over here created, and let's say you want to take a buy because it's not a breakout. You're just expecting that we're respecting this side of the range, so you know there's a higher chance we're going to come up to the next side of the range. So I would look at, okay, well, if I have my stop below the support candle, I always want to be looking left and see, okay, well, is there any wicks? Is there any other areas of issue? So let's just say, for example's sake, that this wick was slightly longer, as so. I would look at, okay, potentially price could come down, tap into this area, and then start driving up. So maybe at first I want to have more of a conservative stop loss and have it below the wick to the left hand side, and then as say price is coming up, breaking the high, you can be more you know, risk tolerant, or however you want to say it. You can be more a bit more aggressive in that sense, and then you can start to bring your stop loss tighter. So as price is starting to move in your direction, you can start to look. So I think a bit as first of all, I want to see where's the safest position, measure the stop loss, input the risk, and then as the trade's starting to play out, let's say as the next candle is starting to push up and it breaks the high of the next candle, I might at that point be like, okay, so price is up over here, my entry is down over here, so I think we should be good at this point to keep stop loss below the previous candle, because then at that point I know that I'm expecting it to keep pushing. If it can't do that, if it starts to come back, reverse, and start to come down, I may want to take some risk off the plate anyway. And then if it hits stop loss, I knew I lost less than having my stop, say, down over here where that wick was that I intended to draw. So yeah, that's a couple of points that or advice that I could give you. But you do have to remember that stop loss, risk, all these things is a personal thing. So you know, that's just how I do it. So I would just say you want to just make sure your stop loss isn't too big for your risk purposes to your reward, and just making sure that it's in a position where it's not a high chance you're going to get stopped out. So just my last point, let's say that the candle's still open. Let's say this candle's still open and you wanted to take a buy on an impulsive entry. An aggressive stop loss would be below the current candle, right? Because it hasn't closed, so it could reverse. So that's going to be a much riskier stop loss. So all these things you have to take into consideration. So again, it depends on the entry and things like that. So it's all personal, but that's just kind of my basic rules. If that, I hope that helps. Anyway. Looking for dollar weakness this week. Would we expect gold to perhaps rise? Yeah, I mean, if the dollar's weak, we know that obviously they are correlated in the sense that when the dollar's weak, gold should be bullish. So if we look at gold from a technical standpoint, it does look like it can continue moving up. So yeah, I agree. Potentially we could see some more bullish move in the markets this week in gold, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see, because we have some USD news coming out at the end of the week as well. So that's going to create a better picture of the economic health of the US dollar as well. Yeah, not many people join on a Sunday, but that's alright. I still enjoy doing it. So. All to help you guys out. Remember, if anybody's got any charts to send in, I'm more than happy to check that out. And look, while it's a Sunday, if you guys took any trades last week, you want me to just briefly check over, I have no problem with doing that. So yeah. But I would always say as well, just on the stop loss question, let's say that I'm taking my entry off the 30 minute. I would just advise to base your stop loss based off the 30 minute. Same with if you're on the 15 minute, you'd be looking to base it off the 15 minute, 1 hour, etc. So yeah, I would just say that's a general rule of thumb. Yeah, we could just have a ranging Sunday open, but never know. See what happens. All these tunes, man. It's like party tunes. So yeah, this week up in the risk. Going to be trading 2 lots this week. And then Asian sessions will be increased but also decreased in correlation with the overall risk. So I think we're going to be just trading 1 lot for the Asian session. So yeah, so it looks like Euro JPY is potentially creating this top wick for price to continue moving down. So we'll see what happens. I feel like I'm heading to Ultra. Presume it's like maybe a nightclub or something with all these tunes in the background. So it looks like gold's coming up over here. Yeah, so it looks like once this 15-minute candle closed bullish, next one was going to close bullish, but I was going to wait for the 30-minute time frame. Check out. Ooh, USD JPY has come back in the range over here, so I think it should continue moving down to 105.580. So the analysis that was sent to the group for USD JPY was the fact that the market open pushed price above this resistance. So we're looking for a support to be formed at this area, you know, for price to continue moving up, retest the high, which could come up into this previous support area, but it looks like the fact that we've come down, closed back in the range, I think at this point is going to continue moving down, but there's no confirmation for that. How we know we have a confirmation to create a support, because sometimes I have some trouble about that, and thanks a lot, you explained very good. So you're asking, how do we know when we have a confirmation to create support? Well, what I mean by confirmation of a support, of course, when candles print bullish, they're creating. So let's look at it like this, right? Candles are printing bullish. We then had a bearish candle print, and then once we had another bullish candle print, that was a support formed, right? That's a support formed. So once we had that support formed, there's a much higher chance that the next candle will also print bullish. So when I wait for a confirmation, I want to always see a candle print in my direction, or at least be in my direction. So that's what I mean by confirmation. So if you was looking for buys, once we had a support formed, that could be your confirmation for a continuation, that type of thing. When you refer to minor resistance, would you base that off the 15-minute or to the 30-minute? That's up to you. Like a minor resistance can be, anything from the hourly downwards, right? Because obviously a major resistance would be, stronger time frames at the 4-hour, the daily. So I would class really anything from the 1 hour down as a minor resistance, because from a resistance standpoint, a 1 hour and a 30-minute time frame support resistance isn't as strong as 4-hour, daily, weekly. So that will depend. So if you're someone who trades basically off the 30-minute, you would want to wait for a 30-minute candle to be printed over here. Now if you're someone who looks at the 15-minute also, you may look to the 15-minute and say, okay, well, I want to see a 15-minute candle print bearish here. Okay, so that all depends on the time frame that you trade. So obviously you just want to stick to the time frame that you trade. But if you're someone who looks at the 30-minute and you're like, I really don't want to miss the move, you may want to look at the 15-minute to see if a resistance is formed, but then you have to take that into consideration that you don't usually do so. So how you're gonna risk that's up to you. But yeah, I'd say that question's like, that's completely up to you, you know. Sometimes you may miss it if you wait for the 30-minute. So you have to ask yourself if you know you're going to be willing to miss that trade. Yeah, no problem, Imran. Hope that helps. Look, it's one of those things, right? You have to remember all time frames move the same way, but when you start going below the 30-minute, you have to remember it's going to be very choppy, as you can see. So if we look on the 30-minute, when we wait for a resistance to form on the 30-minute, it's a lot cleaner move, right? But if you look at the 15-minute, candles print crazily. So look at this 15-minute move, right? We have a lot of pullbacks, a lot of wicks. Now if we go to the 30-minute, it's a very clean, easy move, right? It creates some liquidity over here, and then at that point it was a nice, easy push up. So then when you go to the 15-minute, you have to accept that, you know, we have some issues over here. We had some pullbacks. So the lower the time frame, you just have to accept that the probability is less. You know, you're gonna have more candles print in both directions, whereas on the 30-minute it's going to show you much clearer trends, you know, all that type of thing. So also bear that in mind. So if you haven't, guys, already, please subscribe and like the stream. Yeah, want to get to 1K subs, man. Really want to get to that. So yeah, please, if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel. I do this for you guys at the end of the day. I do it for myself as well. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say it's just for you guys. You know, this I enjoy it, so I get satisfaction out of doing this. I also get the fact that you know, this is a good point for my members, my students. You know, this could really help them. So it's beneficial for me and it's beneficial for you. So yeah, I'd really appreciate if you guys dropped a like and a subscribe. Yeah, I feel like moves are missed, but I'm trying to stay away from the impulse entries, especially impulse entries against the trend. Yeah, 100%. Impulse entries against the trend are very risky trades. They require experience, and even traders of experience can get very badly burned. So I think, you know, if you're a new trader, you're looking at impulse entries, you just want to watch them happen a lot over time. Like, that's what happened with me, right? I kept seeing these moves that I kept missing based off these pushes with no confirmation. Or what would happen is, let's say, you know, price is coming up, breaking above over here, and I'd be like, okay, but I'm gonna wait for a support, and then it would just keep pushing, and I'd be like, okay, I missed that move, and I missed that move. And then once I started missing these moves, I then started to look at how I could catch it. So when I started looking how I can catch it, I'm going to be much better at the execution on the type of impulse entry, compared to just hearing the idea of impulse entry and then understanding the concept, and then any position you see fit on the chart to take an impulse, you take. Whereas when you see the moves happen and you miss the move, you know what to look for when the move's going to happen again, and an impulse entry is the necessary entry to catch that, if that makes sense. So that's really important. That's really, really important. It's like gold's coming up over here. It's creating a support. So if anybody is in Euro JPY sells, you would want to see this candle flip bearish. If it closes bullish, right? It depends where it closes. If it closes below this support, then there's still probabilities for price to continue moving down. You may want to take some risk off, but ideally you want to see a candle print back in your direction. However, if this candle closes back in the range, at that point the probability becomes very small for price to continue moving down. At that point, there's a higher probability for price to continue moving up to fill this range. So that's really key where this candle closes right now. So that's why sometimes it's better to wait for a resistance, because then you've seen the break. You can, if price does a fake out, you're not going to get caught in that, but then you have to be willing to accept that a lot of the times you may miss the move if it may keep running. So I think if you're looking at it from a 15-minute perspective, you want to see maybe this 15-minute candle close bearish, or something like that. Okay, so I think we've got 8 minutes for this candle to close here on GJ and all the other pairs. I'm just going to quickly go make a drink, and I'll be back in a few minutes. And for those of you who've just joined, I'll just put it in the chat there, back in 5 minutes. If you guys want to put any questions in the chat, I'll answer them as soon as I get back. In fact, I can if there's small questions, I can answer it from my phone. I'll take my phone with me, but I won't be a minute anyway. Going on, people? I'm back. Well done, Fo. Catching that EJ sell. Ooh, where was your entry? Maybe down over here. Did you get in on the 15? Was it as this 15-minute candle broke the low? I think you're good. I think EJ is going to continue moving down. Yeah, I think EJ should continue moving down. Look at GJ. Yeah, it looks like it's rejecting, but at the same time, you know, we haven't seen a support formed here yet. Let's look at the 15-minute. Now, we haven't seen a 15-minute or a 30-minute candle close at support, so yeah, I'm not gonna say it's rejecting yet on 15-minute close. Over here, 867. Oh, so you got in once you got in as it was closing up over here. Okay, makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, if it worked, then that's good. What I'm personally, how I would have taken this trade, like say this was GJ. So in terms of like stop loss placement, etc. You know, as this candle was coming up, maybe you're expecting, you know, that it should respect the high of the previous. So this is going to be your stop loss, and then, you know, you can get your entries, you know, anywhere kind of in this vicinity. You know, or as the candles come to a close, it's just easier for like a, you know, more normal entry style. And then you're expecting price to continue moving down, so you're keeping your sell over here and you're expecting to continue moving down. Now an aggressive stop loss is going to be up over here now that this candle is closed bearish. So now you're reducing your risk. So let's say you did take the sell because you're expecting price to continue moving down. So let's say your entry's over here, your stop loss now, if you now bring your stops below the current 30-minute candle, is only going to be like 4 pips. Now your reward is going to be like 10 pips. So that's going to be much better risk to reward. You know what I mean? That's like a 3-to-1 right there. By being, you know, waiting for candles to close, you know, candle printed in your direction. So it should continue moving down. It may, you know, incur some issues here, but that's where you just want to like look at the 15-minute and make sure you know, a 15-minute candle isn't maybe closing bullish. And then if a 15-minute candle closes bullish, you can say, okay, well, maybe I'm gonna take some risk off, right? Because candle's not printing my direction. I want to see candles printing my direction. So, you know, same with the 30-minute. You want to see this 30-minute potentially break the low and continue moving down. You want to see it, you know, come down through this wick, and then it should come in to this area here. To be honest with you, I'd much rather, because I've seen this happen a lot, right? If GJ is going to continue up, potentially if it's going to pop down, if it pulls back and creates resistance, I think it's going to be really good to, you know, push price further down. And then I think, you know, somewhere around this area is where we're going to, you know, reject from and start pushing further up. So we're going to keep an eye on this area for tomorrow. Yeah, so just to let you know, guys, if anybody joins the group, they can come on and talk with me here on the Zoom. So I think at the moment a few of the people who did trade the Asian in my group aren't really trading at the moment. So to be fair, if anyone jumps on, just be me and them. So But yeah, but just to let you know as well, the mentorship, it closes at the end of the month, so I need to put a reminder, because I know what will happen. People will message me afterwards and say, oh, I didn't know, I really want to join. And it's just like, you know, I did this for a reason. So, you know, it's just, yeah, I can just see that happening. The messages I get now, like, I can tell you now, the messages I get are some of the most simplest things. Like, you know, I put it all the time, my website, on my story. People still one guy even messaged me on the story that I put the link to the website saying, wash your website. And I was just like, wow. And you want to make money trading? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we need on the ball people. Yeah, so the 31st of October. There is now as well the installment option. That was another thing, the whole reason behind that. I wasn't really keen on doing it. Like, the whole one-time fee is just better for me, like, because it's just less like, you know whether you want to sign up to my group or not. You know what I mean? You know by now, you've been following me by now to know what style of trader I am, the content I produce. Like, you know, if you're paying, you know what you're getting, you know where you stand, right? But some people, you know, I get all these messages like, oh man, I can't afford it. And I'm just like, yeah, fair enough. Like, I don't, like, you know, you don't need to come to me to explain that. I'm not saying, because there are people that have and I'm cool with, but there's a couple that would say, you know, oh, can you not give me a discount? Can you, you know, make it monthly? And that was the main thing I was getting, was, can you make it monthly? So I just thought, I just kind of got so like, oh, okay, look, I'll do it until it closes. So I'm giving people the opportunity to get in, and then it's closed for a while because I'm trying to focus. I got another big thing that I'm trying to do as well. So I need less people to be able to deal with as well. So if I don't get that many more people join, it makes no difference to me. It's all about, right now, it's not a priority to having a big group. I'm just putting it out there that it's potentially, this is potentially when I need to close it off, and that's what I've decided to do for that time period. This is not about advertising or nothing, because it makes no difference to me. But I get so many people messaging me all these things. Like, that's the other thing as well. Like, you know, if I close it off, I'm gonna stop getting all these messages. I get a lot of messages about it, and you know, it takes up a lot of time. So let's change this song. I don't know. I don't even know these songs. But yeah. But yeah, obviously I want to help people out as well. Like, the monthly gives them that option. Do you know what I mean? Because that was the biggest thing. They just say, like, they haven't got all that just one-time fee, which is understandable. But then you got to think, are you in a position to trade if you can't invest in education? You know, trust me, man, education is important. You know, it's hard trading. It's very hard. I knew once I invested in education, and proper education, you know, not these, I'm not gonna swear, but these courses, the crap courses that people will try and sell you, man. That's why I try and just be transparent. Like, that's it. Like, if you're transparent with what I do, like, you can't say anything. Like, yeah, you can disrespect what I'm doing, but you can't say I'm high. Like, it's there for you to see. There's no, like, you know what I'm trying to say. Like, there's, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. So it looks like GJ is coming down. Let's check out Euro JPY. Yeah, see, right now hasn't broken the low. So I think if you're in EJ sells, I would want to make sure this 15-minute candle closes bearish. So let's go like 4 minutes. Yeah, let's not look at the 5-minute. I think you want to look at the 15-minute and make sure the 15-minute closes bearish. But then you may get this pullback to this area again. And it's that point you have to understand whether, you know, do you want to wait for, you'd have to wait for a minor resistance to be formed for price to continue moving down, and do you want to sit through that? So that's why it's just maybe looking at the smaller time frames to see if it wants to continue moving down. Right, rant over. Anybody got any charts? Anybody's got any charts? Let's check it out. Ooh, let's check out gold. Oh man, I missed the move. Look at that. I come right up here. Oh, I missed this candle. Yeah, man, that would have been nice. Ooh, that would have been 20 pips in profit. That actually would have been, yeah, man, that was the move there on gold. I completely didn't check gold. Oh, can you imagine? That actually was the move. Price created a high, so it did a retracement, rejected this area, a lot of liquidity. This tail was massive. Support formed, wick to fill in the direction. Just simple, man. Should we hit our target up over here? But I'm still looking at buys above this area as well. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that was the move on gold, man. Yeah, see, I was too focused on GJ, but it's just ranging. At that point, I should have just been like, yeah, let's just check out gold. But I was expecting maybe some volume to like come down and break the support, but it just kept rejecting. Every time I see it, it's down over here. I'm just like, so yeah, man. Let's look on the 15-minute, right? Look at the candle structure on the 15-minute. So here's when I'm talking about an impulse entry. Impulse entry is maybe up over here. Expecting with the clean traffic up to this area, keeping aggressive stops below this area, or like super aggressive is like below this current candle. Okay, so that's like the kind of structure. Or you would have had buys from down over here once the support was created on gold, with rejections to this area for price to retest the high. So this would have been your candle, keeping the stops below this candle, and then you have this clean move coming up. So, and then you have the second opportunity once this candle broke the high, and then as you can see, it's coming right up to the target area. So as we look left, right, we look left, and we can see this was a previous resistance from the 21st of September and an area which price tapped into from the 17th. So this is a very liquid zone. You know, we also have the same thing over here. So go to the 7. Trying to think what time we should Should we go till Asian Open? Drop in the comments if you think we should wait till Asian Open. See what volume we get. Yeah, drop in the comments. Just like a yes. But yeah, man, if you like the stream, if you want to show support, just please share out the free value. Do you know what I mean? We can really help grow a little community here. Yeah, I know. Asian Opens at 1. So what I'm saying is, should we wait till after then to call it a stream, or do people wanna, because this is Sunday, do people want to call it a night early? Happy to do either, man. I don't really set time with the Sunday ones, because if there's nothing, if it's just ranging really hard, then we just call it a session. But if there's potential movement, we can sit and watch. Oh, look at that gold, literally tap TP, man. Look at that, man. Morning, Jan. Are you using any funded trader program? No, I found myself, mate. I found myself. I'm a self-funded trader. I just don't like the idea that I'm not in control of the money. Like if I'm gonna trade money, I want to be able to know that that's my money, like without any hiccups. So yeah, that's just me. But I think if you're profitable, then it's a good secondary income, I would definitely say. Yeah, man, look at that, man. Gold hit right to TP. Yeah, gold that made sense. That candle would have been literal 0 drawdown, 30 pips. Thing is, I actually would have taken that. But GJ's coming down over here. Candle's got no wick to the top. So I think we're going to need to see where we close. Okay, so if you're in Euro JPY sells, Euro JPY is coming down over here. Let's look at the 15 minute. 15 minute closed bearish. Next 15 minute has broken the low of the previous 15 minute. So it is approaching this area here in the 15 minute, but I think it should continue moving down at this point. So yeah, looks like we're gonna be called out the EJ sells here from this stream. So that's about it really. But I think if you had entries up over here, you should be in you should be up about 7. So now you can start looking to really minimize the risk. Definitely don't want to see come back to your entry, so you really want to manage the trade at this point. I'm going to be the moral support for anyone in EJ. But yeah, like if this was GJ, I would have taken this. Let's go EJ. So GJ's coming down over here. I think EJ's gonna start dropping in a sec. Yeah, I think EJ was a good move. Yeah, see, so looks like price is currently ignoring this area, but at the same time, it could kind of tap into this area and reject. So I'd want to see it kind of push right through. We could see like a pullback out of this area on the 15 minute and then a continuation drive push through. But yeah, we need to see because it could react to this area now, and then we get like a retracement and then a further sell. So this way I just want to really manage the trade. For those of you in that trade, check out GJ. GJ is coming down. Man, gold was disappointing. That's really disappointing me. I literally was thinking gold looks really nice for the Asian. I was looking for buys anywhere above this area really to continue pushing up. What's going on, Salim, bro? Nice to hear you on the stream. Always a pleasure to have you, my friend. Yeah, so it looks like USD JPY did push back down to support level, which gold went bullish. Check out Euro JPY. Yeah, looks like Euro JPY is pulling back right now. So for those of you in sales, yeah, I would still really look to manage this trade. I think right now you maybe want to just make sure the previous 15-minute high has been respected. So yeah, feels good to be in this live stream. Thanks for making it possible. Yeah, bro, 100%. You're gonna be here every Sunday. So yeah. Yeah, we got less people here than on the London streams. I think if you're still looking for buys on gold, I think we need to wait for a support to be formed, because we can't buy now. I'm not thinking of taking any trades tonight. Just want to see how it plays for London Open. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I will wait for Asian Open and then call it a session. So Lem, you're gonna be there for tomorrow's London session. Hope you guys are all going to be there for tomorrow's London session. Man, we caught some great trades last week on the live stream. It felt really good. Wow, look at gold, man. That is 40 pips, man. 40 pips. Yeah, I'm starting to really understand gold much better, but I think in the Asian session it's pretty good. It's less choppy than the New York session, so. Yeah, looking at Euro JPY, it's created that top wick. Look at the 15-minute. Yeah, it's created that top wick. So I think at this point, either you want this candle to close bearish and respect the high of the previous 15-minute candle, or if this candle closes bullish, you may want to start to look to reduce the risk. I'm gonna make sure I can make it, bro. I have working on it. Yeah, no worries, bro. If you got other things, do you gotta do, bro. Okay, so looking at the 15-minute candle, 15-minute candle coming down here on GJ. Starting to see some more bearish momentum. So in the next area we have on the 15-minute is I think we want to see like a pullback to this area, and then another further resistance formed over here, and then I think we're going to break past this area, and then I think we're eventually going to hit down over here. But we need to close below first. Looking on the 30 minutes, got no top wick. Last 5 minute can, do like a big pullback. Look on the hourly. So yeah, see the hourly is still ranging, so we need to wait for that. Let's get the 4 hour. 4 hour is rejecting, so once it breaks the previous 4 hour low, it should continue moving down. Look at the hourly. Yeah, so basically we want to see like a minor resistance form pretty much. So I think, look, if we can get a resistance formed below 137.660, I think we should be good for maybe, price to push us further down, because only like 30 pips. But at the same time, we're going to need to see that, because, for our 4 hour impulsive, trade to work, we need to get a resistance form. We need the hourly to create a bit more of a direction, and then a pullback on the 30 minute, and then I think a further resistance will be good. I think we can also check out the 15. So right now the 15 is doing what we want it to do, so start pushing down into this area, and then essentially kind of a pullback anywhere into this area and a resistance formed will be good, because then we have this clean move. So I think that's going to be ultimately a good play, but we can just look at it from a 30-minute perspective right now. Man, back in the day I would have taken a sell over here impulsively, expecting it to continue moving down, but now I'm just like more conservative, and I think just if I miss it, I miss it. There is times I can look too impulsive, but yeah, it's pretty difficult. Oh, look at that pullback on gold. Oh wow, that is some pullback. What is your expectation on tomorrow's announcement for Boris Johnson? I mean, I'm not sure. I don't think they're going to bring any restrictions in, like as in a national lockdown. I don't think they're going to do that yet, but I mean, I'm not really surprised by anything now with this government, I have to be honest. So yeah, I'm not going to say too much. Obviously I can't really get political about it, but at the end of the day, the facts that we have to look at from a trading standpoint is the restrictions are making it hard for the economy to recover, right? It's creating more unemployment. These are just facts, right? This is just basic economics, right? If you restrict output for businesses, there's only so much that they can do to there's only so much they can do, right? So you got to look at the fact that companies are going to let things go, and if you read the newspapers like the Financial Times, things like that, I'm constantly seeing things about companies making thousands of people redundant, and at the end of the day, these are people's livelihoods, these are people's homes, they have mortgages, they have rents to pay, so this is that is the economy, is the working class, the working people, and if you take away their jobs, the recovery is not going to come so quick. So that's why overall on GJ I've spoken about the high time frames. I'm not convinced we're going to correct this move yet. That's just me, but I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. So we're going to see that. My dad lost his job yesterday. He worked there for 30 years. Yeah, man, it's real sad times that we're living in right now. Amongst all the how do I say it? Amongst the strange feeling that I suppose we've all gone through with this whole new thing, at the same time, you know, it does have its implications on people's lives. So, all because of a weak cold and a full government. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's all crazy. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I just think keep healthy, and we do need to get back to some normality. And I think that these restrictions are just, you know, because I looked at statistics, right? This is a fact. This is a fact. I saw this statistic that less than 3% of the COVID cases are in restaurants and things like that. Yet they're restricting these places, and they're not even the high transmission places. So, you know, think about it like that. Like, logically, it makes no sense. Yeah, like that's another point that I was saying to my group literally yesterday, right? The whole thing with Brexit, on the higher time frames, there's not that certainty of a deal. So why would it correct this whole move if there's no certainty of a deal? Restrictions are actually coming in harder. Scotland has now, you know, gone into national lockdown. That's still going to have an effect on the pound as well, right? You've got to look at that. So all these things are going to have an effect on the pound. You know, like, remember, I don't know if any of you lot watched the stream, right? Some of you lot watched the stream, and I think it was down over here. I think I was having a conversation with Iron Man, and he was saying, I think GJ is going to do a retracement up here. I was like, no, I think it's going to reject here, and it's going to drop further, because nothing fundamentally is happening positive for it to push her up. And then look, we had this drop, right? Now we're seeing the retracement, which is fine because it's dropped all this way. But then you have to ask yourself, is it gonna do more than a 50% retracement? And I don't think so, because nothing fundamentally has changed. There's still the uncertainty with the Brexit talks. There's still the fact that restrictions are in place, people losing their jobs, you know. So I think GJ is coming down. I mean, let's check out Euro JPY. Okay, so Euro JPY closed like a week bearish. Let's look at the 15-minute. Yeah, so 15-minute candle closed bullish. I would be inclined to maybe start to reduce risk, because I think it could do like a retracement. So go above 144 and probably will be touching the 126 to 122 on GJ by the Brexit deal. 126 is Euro JPY. Oh, all the way down to I don't know. The lockdown for bars is happening for Liverpool News Park. So yeah, man. See what I mean? It's just all these things are just put into place, and they're not good. We don't want to do that. Okay, so gold is doing like a retracement, which is good still, because again, if we see another support formed or a break of structure, right, then we can catch this potential move coming down. Or at the same time, you know, we're looking at a support formed in this area to continue moving up to, you know, break past this range. But essentially, I think it's kind of like this was like a push, and now it could just kind of be a choppy, slow move, one of these type of things. So we'll see what happens with this one. I think this was the move anyway. Missed the move over there. GJ, I want to see a pullback. I want to see a resistance formed, and then I want to see a push Asian Open. Yeah, I bet Leeds is going to be next too. I have to admit. All these up north student-y areas are just going to get locked off. Oh no, what is this song? We need something a bit more upbeat than that. Okay, so GJ is coming up and doing a retracement, which is good. So this is what I want to see. Oh, so guys, just want to say as well, if any of you are looking for a broker, I do have an affiliate link with Blackboard Markets. I think link is in the description. If not, I'm going to put it in there after the stream. So yeah, you want to check them out. They're actually a good broker. I'm actually going to switch to them soon. So I'm just waiting on to get my withdrawal with Vantage, but I'm going to do it after this week. Just going to get one more trading week out and then I'm going to move over to them. Okay, so this is what we want to see here on GJ, which is good. But at the same time, if it does a fake out, I think that'd be good to come up and retest the high. You know? So we're going to look at that. I think a fake out of this area will be really nice, because then we can look to either wait for a support and then take it up, or, you know, we'll see. Guys, do you think these Sunday streams are worth doing, or let me know in the comments, because hopefully there's some of you out there that do want the stream. Yeah, I think it's going to be a much better idea to wait for resistance. Okay, cool. Yeah, man, we just need to get a few more people on it, to be honest. It's just a bit quiet, you know. Like, I like the streams when, you know, we've got people talking, we've got interaction. You know, it makes it less boring for you guys, and then it's not me just trying to think of things in my head, you know. So yeah, maybe EuroJPY is reacting to this area, but I think, you know, we need to see what happens in smaller time frames. Same with GJ, it's doing a retracement. So I think if the 30-minute can successfully come up, close back in the range, I think we're going to be good to continue moving up. So retest this high. This could be the fake out for a continued push. This could be the daily creating that bottom wick. I don't know. We'll see. 4 hour looks weird. Yeah, 1 hour. Yeah, we need to see the 1 hour. Maybe reject this area. Yeah, we need to see it. See how it closes. I'd love to be on the Zoom. Yeah, I hear you, bro. Just the thing is I kind of got only offer it really to the paid members, you know. So yeah, that's kind of, yeah. Like, I'd love to have you on, man, but I think it's only fair because they've kind of paid for this this perk, you know. And you know, I had a few other people ask me. I was just like, you know, unless it's like a friend, like, I don't know, like, unless it's someone that's gonna, you know, come on and help put people watching, then I don't know. Yeah, man, it's like, Paul obviously was my mentor for a bit, so he's always welcome on. So yeah. Yeah, Paul introduced me to journaling, and then my trading just changed. Like, literally was just that one thing that I needed to hear, and then I was just like, yeah, man, don't worry, I'm good. And then it was kind of also like the whole being able to trade with people. That's kind of like why I done it as well. So that kind of gave me that confidence to like talk, and then that's what led me to want to start my own group. Yeah, bro, don't worry. But like I was saying earlier, though, I don't know if you saw, but I'm offering the installment option anyway. So, yeah, that's just putting it out there for those people. Okay, so GJ coming back up over here. Let's change this. That sounds weird. Yeah, so GJ's coming up over here. Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. People used to complain about me on there, though. I'd be talking, and I just get these people going, "Oh, talk too long, it's poor stream, blah blah." I'm like, man, I'm trying to provide value, like. But yeah, that's why I have my own stream, because then no one can tell me like what I can and can't say. It's my stream, do you know what I mean? I can say what I want within reason, obviously. Like. But I'm pretty like honest anyway, so like, I'll say things how it is. So I think GJ, once he breaks the high over here, can continue moving up. I think that'd actually be a really good impulse trade, but it's kind of against the trend. I think you may want to wait. Look at the 15-minute. Yeah, that does look good to continue up though. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna wait to see where this candle closes. But if we miss it, I think, yeah, no, it's a Sunday. Not gonna get forced into any trades. Wait for the 30-minute close. Yeah, me too. I'm gonna wait for the 30-minute candle to close as well. I remember they just hating, bro. I mean, everyone has a way to explain, and you was doing your best to make your idea clear for everyone, but you always get someone to say something negative. Yeah, there's just negative people out there, bro, but trust me, they don't get to me. I like battling in them though, because I like telling them, like, you know, it's funny because you're here wasting your time. Like, I let belittling them because they are, because, you know, at the end of the day, I'm doing me, and if they're coming, they gotta like come and say something negative, then, you know, they're obviously not spending time on themselves. So that's it, really, innit? Like, don't see it any more way than that. We've had a few people drop out. Do you guys want me just to call it a stream, or should we wait for should we wait till Asian Open? We miss it, we're gonna live to trade another day. Yep, exactly, my friend. I like that one. Yeah, man, you dodged. We just have to say we dodged the bullet, or we dodged. Yeah, we dodged the bullet, and we come back and live to fight another day. And I think it's good to just implement that patience. Keep running, blow. You need to go, bro. No, I don't need to go. I just thought if people wanted to call it off because a few people have dropped out, then that's fair enough. But I don't mind. I think we'll see what Asian Open brings, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, I think GJ looked well good to continue even up. I'm gonna stay disciplined for the Sunday, but I do think that was a good opportunity to take a buy. So now I have to sit here and watch it most likely play out. Asian Open is just like another push of volume, I suppose. So what we tend to see what I like to see personally is price setup technically. So let's say like comes up, breaks above an area, comes down, forms support, then Asian Open comes in. I want to see like that extra push. Like that's what we call Asian Open push. So it's almost like that one push, right? So you always want to see where the candles are closing before Asian Open. So if it closes back in the range, we could see a retest and a continuation with the Asian Open, right? So yeah, but sometimes it's like a dud, like it's a dud, like it doesn't do nothing, you know. Like if price is trending down, it may just pull back and then just range. So that's what we call a dud. So we usually say it's just a one-time push. It's got one bit of steam in it, if that makes sense. Like I can do one big rep at the gym, just one big push. So I think, you know, depending on when this candle closes, if it can close successfully back above this support, then I think, you know, some sort of pullback to this area or continuation should be good. Otherwise, if it can successfully close below the support at the same time, I think we could see that continuation down. But right now I'm thinking this is the fake out to push price up to retest the high. Hope that makes sense. So EJ's doing a retracement. $15-minute trying to create some support. Yeah, it looks like we're rejecting this area. So essentially, I want to see like a retest or like a support formed to continue moving up, but I don't think we're going to get that here. So I think the only trade we could get is like a pull down and then maybe keeping on stop below this candle and then expecting price to start to drive further up as so. But that's if we get that volume. That's something I'm going to look at for sure. Anybody got any charts or questions? While we wait, we got like 8 minutes here, so if anybody's got any questions, wants to send any charts, feel free. Yeah, no worries, bro. No worries. Yeah, so it gets really important now at this point where this candle closes. It needs to respect this area to continue moving down, or it needs to close above to continue moving up. Euro JPY is reacting to this support, so we'll see what happens there. Gold is coming down over here. So we've got like 5 minutes left for open. So it looks like GJ is coming down over here. Just have to see where this candle closes. I think that's really important. Yeah, I'm looking for the same thing. Looks like a good rejection, but it needs to close below this support for price to continue moving down. So just waiting for this candle to close here. Okay, so GJ GJ closed bearish over here, right? Huge rejection to the upside. So yeah, I think let's look at the 15-minute. Yeah, I think it looks good to continue moving down, although this candle here closed very weak, very weak. So maybe inclined to wait for the first 15-minute candle to close, and then I will go from there. So I mean, this 15-minute candle closed with no wick to the bottom. So I think, yeah, I think I'm gonna stay out of this one for the minute. I'm gonna wait for the first 15-minute candle to close, and then I will assess it. Let me take a look on gold. Okay. Oh, okay. Gold back to support. Yeah. I mean, I think it closed below this area here. We should see a correction of this. But otherwise, if a support is formed here once again, you know, you could look to come up and retest the high. We'll see what happens. So it looks like GJ's coming down over here, but I'm still gonna wait for the 15-minute candle to close. But it could go without us. I just didn't like the way the other candle closed. It did reject that area, but at the same time it was a very weak close. So we'll wait and see. If we miss the move, we miss the move. It's a Sunday, so not gonna be bothered. God, what is this crap song? Every day do you go live in the same time? Because this is my first time watching you. So Sundays is 11 GMT. So like 2 hours ago. Till kind of whenever, and then Monday to Friday is 9 o'clock GMT, so that's an hour after London Open every day, till around 11:30, so 2.5, around 2.5 hours. So yeah, hopefully see you tomorrow. So it looks like GJ's coming down. Let's look at the 15-minute. Yeah, I didn't like this previous 15-minute candle. Let's take a check out gold. Ooh, gold's coming down over here. EJ's, oh, there we go. So it does look like EJ did go bearish in the end, and it came right down to this area here. So if you had waited for a minor resistance to be formed, yeah, it got pretty difficult, I suppose, but looks like it did like a fake out to the upside on the 15-minute, but essentially, yeah, it did come down in the end. Look at GJ. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to touch it, to be honest. Wow, looks like GJ is leaving us home tonight. So I suppose if you guys caught that sell, then give yourself a pat on the back. But yeah, I was really skeptical again about taking it, and I'd rather remain disciplined. But I think you guys should be securing some positions and then maybe letting the rest run down to 137,400. But it doesn't look like I'm gonna get an entry here. Looks like gold is coming down. Euro JPY, yeah, Euro JPY was sells, man. Looks like it played out in the end. Just unfortunate. Look at the 15-minute now that is coming to a close. No, neither did I, but this is why I said maybe Sundays can bring some volume. Yeah, I think I'm just going to sit this one out. I have to admit, I think I'm going to sit this one out, and I think I'm going to call it a stream in like, yeah, I think maybe 5-10 minutes, see how this candle pushes. But I'll be here for anyone in this sells. I think you should be good maybe with this candle. This next 15-minute candle coming down to 137,460. So I think you're going to be good. Yep, CFO, yep. I'll give it like 10 more minutes. We'll see. I think this candle is going to push further down. So anyone in sales, I'll just be here.
Every little symbol. Every little sign.
So guys, if you see now, GJ is retracing over here. Let's look at the 15-minute. Yeah, so I think if you're looking for sales, you'd want to see a 15-minute candle close bullish. Sorry, bearish. But I think at this point, guys, I'm going to call it a stream here. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. So we'll see you guys tomorrow for the London/NY overlap session. That'll be from 9 o'clock on my YouTube, so make sure you check it out. Bring your charts. Let's have some charts this week, guys. Let's really try and improve the interaction. I really appreciate it. So thanks everyone for coming, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yep, salam, thank you. By the way, if anybody's in sales, I'd want to see a resistance formed again for price to continue moving down. But apart from that, thanks everyone. Take care.